Hello everybody, this is Pocket Zombie and welcome back to another Pokemon TCG Pocket video. The new set, or I guess more of just like a mini set, or a theme pack booster, I think they call it, came out. Mythical Forest, is that correct? Is that the correct wording? Let's see. Before I move on, we have to figure out the names. Mythical Island. Mythical Island is in fact the name of the new set. So we are going to be looking into a deck today that uses a card or uses a couple cards from this new set. Now this is based off of a deck that was already a thing for uh, the first set, Apex Legends. Is that what it's called? I can't remember the name of any of these sets. And it was a poison deck based around Weezing and Muck, where you would poison the opponent's Pokemon with Weezing, and then you could attack with Muck for an additional damage. We're taking that same idea, but instead we're using Scolipede or Scolipede from the new set. So let's look at these cards. So first off, looking at Scolipede, with its Venoshock attack, like previously mentioned with the Muck, it does 70 damage normally for 2 energy, but if the opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, it does an additional 50 damage. So you do 130 damage, and then obviously the poison damage on top of that. So why use Scolipede over Muck? Well, a few things. Scolipede does have 10 more HP than Muck. It is 1 energy cost less than Muck. It's 1 retreat cost less than Muck. Now, Scolipede does have some of the drawbacks of it's a stage 2 Pokemon rather than a stage 1 like Muck. And Muck was able to be picked up by Koga. So you could get it out of the active spot as you needed, and then put a Weezing up to start poisoning again. Now, the idea more of this deck is that you're going to be withdrawing the Scolipede rather than picking it up with the Koga. You're going to find ways to withdraw it instead, especially because it has less of a retreat cost than Muck does. And then you can use your Koga specifically to pick up Weezings to get them out of the active spot quickly. So that's the idea with this deck. Obviously, we do also, as previously mentioned, have Weezing in here with his ability Gas Leak. Once in your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon poisoned. So use this ability to poison a Pokemon, and then you play Koga to pick up the Weezing, bring in Scolipede, and attack to do a ton of damage right off the rip. So this deck does have a very limited window of when it does a ton of damage, so you want to be able to use that effectively and KO Pokemon that are going to be needing the most damage done to them. So outside of our Pokemon, we do, because Scolipede's a stage 2, it is a lot of Pokemon, so 2 Koffing, 2 Venipede, 2 Whirlipede, 2 Scolipede, 2 Weezing. We also have 2 Potion, 2 X Speed. Those will help us get our Scolipedes out of the active spot once we need to start poisoning things again. 2 Pokeballs, 2 Professor's Research, and 2 Kogas. And Koga's the big one, once again, to get Weezing out of the active spot. So this is the deck we're going to be trying out today. We're going to get a few battles in. If you want to try the deck out for yourself, the deck list will be in the description below. Otherwise, like and subscribe if you like seeing these videos. Pokemon Pocket is something I started doing mostly because people asked if I was going to be doing content on it. So if you want to continue seeing content in Pocket, let me know by liking and commenting down below. Otherwise, let's get into some battles, shall we? Coin flip. We are going second, which is nice. We can get our energies early. We do start with a Koffing and a Scolipede. So I'd like to get a Venipede off the Pokeball, and then maybe top deck a Weezing by turn 2 at least. Or by our second turn, it'd be technically turn 4. Now, of course, we're up against a Mewtwo deck. The nice thing about the Mewtwo deck is that we are super effective. The bad thing is that it's very fast and it's like the best deck, especially with this new set. So I'm really not expecting to win this one. To be fair, I don't expect to get very many ones with this deck, but it's just a little bit of fun, you know, being a little cheeky. Let's get a Pokeball, see if we can get a Venipede. We do grab a Venipede. Let's put down that Venipede. Let's play Professor's Research. We had a potion and a Pokeball. So play another Pokeball. Again, we're just thinning out that deck a little bit. We do get another Koffing, so we can get that set up for our cycle of Koffing and Weezing and Koga. If we ever get to that point, and I'm going to start applying a little bit of pressure. Attach the energy to the Koffing for the turn. I like the Sigilith edition here, because you get to draw a card with its attack. Oh, we see the energy just get attached to the Mewtwo, though. I pull up an X speed, which is bad. I kind of need Whirlipede and Weezing at the same time here, so not getting either of those this turn. It's kind of terrible, but we do KO the Sigilith. And the nice thing is that Weezing will survive one turn against the Mewtwo. But I kind of need a top deck. I kind of need a top deck Professor's Research into a Weezing and a Whirlipede. My opponent's taking their time deciding who to make their new active mon. Yeah, I was going to say, you just put Mewtwo up. Because something like a Giovanni would make it so I could just KO Ralts if they didn't evolve it into Curlia. I see the energy attached to the Mewtwo for the turn. Another Mewtwo gets put down. And a Pokeball gets played. And they do have more basic Pokemon in there, so I wonder if they're running Mew or maybe a second Sigilith. And the Mewtwo is just going to go for the Psychic Sphere. Professor's Research. There's our first prayer. Can we get a second prayer here? Weezing and Whirlipede. Weezing. Oh, you can't write the script, boys. All right, we get to Whirlipede. We get to Weezing. I have both my X speed, so I can technically retreat the Weezing next turn. I don't want to do the bring in the Whirlipede yet. So I'm going to put the energy down onto Whirlipede. It probably would have been safer to put it on Weezing, just in case I get red carded here or something. But I will play one potion, because I don't want to get Giovanni'd by the Mewtwo. And then we can Gas Leak. And Tackle. So we can soften this Mewtwo up for Scolipede to just come in and get the KO. And my opponent cannot get to their big boy attack this turn, because they haven't evolved Ralts into Curlia yet. They do get the Curlia here. They're going to X-Speed. They're going to get this Mewtwo out of here, which is fair. They're going to bring in the Ralts. Okay. If I could top deck Sabrina here. Nah, close. We do get the Koga, though. I'm going to evolve into Scolipede. Weezing does enough to KO Ralts, though. And they won't have enough. Yeah, they won't be able to stack up enough energy onto a Mewtwo to do its big boy attack here. So I can just poison this Ralts and attack it. I could have attached the energy for the turn, but I didn't really need to. I guess, again, it would have been safe to put it onto Weezing in case I get red carded. But I don't think my opponent has room in their deck for a red card, right? Because they're running Sigilith. And apparently another basic Psychic type. They're going to bring in the Mewtwo that's damaged, though, which is very helpful for us. Because then we don't have to chunk through the big Mewtwo, right? Or the full health Mewtwo, I should say. See the energy attached for the turn. See the Mew EX. So they're running Mew. But if my opponent just attacks here, we win. Yep, Psychic Sphere. Into the Weezing. Now we should just win. We get a second Weezing, which I don't need to play. I didn't need to play that energy either, but you know. We're going to get the poison, the leak, the gas leak. We can play Koga to pick up Weezing. And guys, you won't see this deck run any better than this, all right? We're going to get the Koga. We're going to get the Weezing. We're going to Take this. This is the ideal state. Does 140 damage. So actually, yeah, Scolipede just straight up KOs Mewtwo EX if it's poisoned. So yeah, that was like the perfect game for this deck. I don't expect that to happen every time, but we got it on video, so that's the important thing. We are going to do a couple more battles, see if we can get it to go off again. So stick with us. Coin flip. I do expect to see like very meta decks like Mewtwo quite often because we are on the event ladder right now, so people want to get their wins. But we are going first, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world, right? Let's see, Articuno EX. All right. So this just comes down to if we have both of our Scolipedes, so we don't have to worry about finding those. We just have to find a Whirlipede and Weezing now. We find a Weezing and we find a Whirlipede. But back-to-back games, Professor's research has gotten us Weezing Whirlipede. That's kind of crazy. Not gonna lie. So next turn we'll be able to poison and do some additional damage as long as this Articuno doesn't hit a big Misty turn 1. Pokeball. Pokeball. And the turn just passes. Cool. And we get Koga. We couldn't ask for a better setup here. Evolving a Weezing, evolving a Whirlipede. I'm going to attach the energy to Whirlipede here. And we can Gas Leak. Then I'll end the turn. So Whirlipede does do 120 damage with its attack. So if this Articuno doesn't get out of the active spot, we just KO it. Ah, they red card us. Never mind. There goes our Scolipedes. Unless we have to get Koga and Scolipede here. Yeah, we don't get any of them. So now we're not going to just straight up KO them, as it were. But I do grab another Koffing. So I can put down a Koffing here. I'm going to play both my Pokeballs. We'll get a Venipede and then nothing else. Put down Venipede. Pokeball. For nothing. Then we can Professor's Research. This might be Articuno 18 trainers. We get both of our potions, which is kind of just a waste of my time. Because you can tackle Articuno. The problem is I need both Koga and Scolipede now. And there's no way to do that in a single turn. You see the potion. Just fine. Old Amber, though. Are they actually playing Aerodactyl, or is that just like an extra card to have? Weezing actually faints here. So actually, if I top deck Scolipede here. Top deck Weezing, though. Play the Weezing. I'm going to potion the Whirlipede. They could have a Giovanni. I just worry about the Giovanni, right? The problem is if I retreat Whirlipede here, I'm going to put an energy on Venipede, and then I'll Poison Sting. If they have the Giovanni, they have the Giovanni. The red card was just so bad for us, unfortunately, because we had both of our Scolipedes and the Koga ready to go. Yeah, they have it. And there's the second Articuno. Kind of sucks really bad. That kind of sucks really bad. I'll promote the Weezing here. And of course I get the Scolipede now. Attach the energy here. Gas Leak doesn't matter. I can just tackle. Articuno's down to 10 HP, but I assume you retreat the Articuno at this point into your second one. They're going to Sabrina up the Venipede, and that's just a win. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Red card just really got us. Otherwise, we had the perfect setup, and we probably would... I mean, I don't know that we would have won, because they definitely had the Articuno in their hand because of Pokeball. They just didn't need to play it down because they didn't want to get Sabrina up. But yeah. Unfortunate. But we're going to go into a game 3. See if we can pull it off once again. Coin flip. It's going to be tails, so we get to a second this time. We do have a Koffing. And a Venipede. And I'll put down second Venipede, why not? I'll hit start. Druddigon. I was not expecting to ever see a Druddigon. It's a rough skin Druddigon. This card came out in Plasma Storm in the main set. But yeah, you do 20 damage to yourself when you attack Druddigon, but it also needs 2 different kinds of energies. So I wonder if they're actually running both. I mean, they're running another Druddigon, so maybe it is just a Druddigon deck. I was not expecting to ever see this. You guys remember Druddigon's a Pokemon, by the way? When's the last time you've seen a Druddigon? Or thought about a Druddigon? Alright, so we have all of our basics. Do I bother attacking it? I mean, why not, right? Yeah, we take 20 damage ourselves, but the goal is to be picking up Koffing at some point. So hopefully we're able to do that before they can KO us. But even if they KO us, like, the goal is to, once again, get... Okay, see another water energy. Okay, we have 2 Weezings here. Attach an energy to Venipede. Evolve into Weezing. Weezing. Get the gas leak. And I think we can put enough pressure on this Druddigon that it won't be able to attack before it has enough energy on it. Yeah, next turn we KO the Druddigon. Unless they, like, potion or something. Even then, I think they still faint. Well, I mean, they'd have to use 2 potions, right? Pokeball. What else do you have in this deck? A Magikarp. It's Gyarados Druddigon? Is Druddigon there to purely stall? Tails right away, thank you. Energy attached to the Magikarp. Potion on the Druddigon. They have to use 2 potions to live. They do not. Well, I guess no, they will still live for another turn. But I can put down another Weezing. Put down Professor's Research. Hopefully get a Whirlipede off it. Professor's Research and a Koga. So the Koga's good. The Koga is in fact good for us. But we're hankering for a Whirlipede right about now. So I'm going to tackle. So we'll make it so Druddigon faints coming back to us. And honestly, if they don't have Gyarados EX in their hand, I don't think they run Fire Energies. Yep, okay, they have Gyarados EX in their hand. I was going to say, if we get Sabrina and they don't have the Gyarados, we could pull up the Magikarp and KO it. But the Druddigon's going to faint. I straight up don't think they're running Fire Energies. I think they attach the water just to retreat it at some point. But yeah, you bring up your other Druddigon because you don't want your... I need Whirlipede here, dudes. I was trying to think if it's worth attacking the Druddigon. I guess we could. Yeah, let's attach to... Well, here, let's not attach it. Let's play Professor's Research first. Whirlipede. There's one. And we get the second Koga, so that's good to have. No, I don't need X-Speed. I need to Whirlipede. I have a need for Whirlipede. Put down Venipede. Then with the Weezing, I'll Gas Leak. And I'll do a Tackle. Yes, I take 20 damage, but whatever. Yes, I take 20 damage, but whatever. You can see the professor's research, so no Misty this turn. So Gyarados definitely doesn't get to attack this turn. Water Energy. 10 damage. You get a potion. So I'm going to evolve into Whirlipede. I mean Scolipede. Attach an energy to Scolipede. I'll play Koga to pick up my Weezing. Promote my other Weezing. Put down a Koffing. And then with this Weezing, I will once again tackle. And then this Druddigon will faint coming back to me. Which is really nice, because then I can get a big hit off on this Gyarados before it gets to attack. See the Water Energy attached to Gyarados. The only thing will be if they potion this Druddigon. Or if they have 2x speeds. I see the Leaf. Ah, yeah, Leaf too. I just don't expect people to play Leaf because it takes your supporter for the turn, but it's fine. It's fine. This is all fine. Here comes a Gyarados with a Raging Whirlpool, Rampage Whirlpool, which will get rid of an energy from... It only got rid of an energy from Whirlipede. So it is just random. It's a random Pokemon loses an energy. But that's why I attached to Whirlipede for the last turn. So that I can just attach again for this turn. Get another X speed. I'm going to put down Weezing. Going to Gas Leak on the Gyarados. Then I'm going to play Koga to pick up Weezing. So that Scolipede can be our new active Pokemon. Attach an energy to Scolipede. Evolve, or put down Koffing. And then we can Venoshock for 120 damage. Gyarados takes 10. And yes, Gyarados KOs us coming this turn, but then it's down to 40 HP. Unless they have the potion here. Of course, they have the potion. I think we just lose. I think we just lose, unfortunately, because of that potion. Because Gyarados goes down to 60. Yeah, we just lose. We needed to get Sabrina. Wait, does this deck doesn't run Sabrina, does it? Maybe I dropped potions for Sabrinas. Because if we had the Sabrina here, we would win. No, we wouldn't win because we need 2 prizes. So I can evolve into Whirlipede. Yeah, they just unfortunately have taken too many prize cards. I can evolve into Weezing. None of this matters. If we would have gotten this Whirlipede quicker, we could have won. Right? Because, well, we would need Whirlipede and Scolipede, because we don't have Scolipede. We have 3 cards left in the deck, and one of them's a Scolipede. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to prolong this. We unfortunately just lose. The Gyarados has too much HP. That's 6. We almost had it, gang. Yeah, I mean, it was good on them to keep that potion. They didn't end up using it on, like, Druddigon or something earlier. Because if they would have, then this Gyarados would have fainted. And we would have won, but... Fortunately, just a little bit short. So this Gyarados, I think, has the most HP in the game currently. So... I definitely do want to make a Gyarados deck. That's an interesting take on it. I didn't expect to ever see Druddigon used, but yeah, you can use Druddigon as stall with Gyarados. or anything else, really. But anyway, guys, that's going to be the Scolipede deck. Like I said, it's another one of those decks that's not, like, going to go up against a lot of the stronger decks in the format, but it is fun to get off. Like we beat that Mewtwo deck, so it is usable, just not as consistent as a lot of other decks. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you did enjoy, be sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night, everybody.